How do you forecast and plan for financial fluctuations and emergencies? There's nothing worse than realizing the bank account's not adequate for the payments due this week. Today, I'm going to talk about how to manage a nonprofit, how managing a nonprofit by a bank balance is a risky business and misses the big picture. Hi, I'm Teresa Clark, a seasoned CPA with over 25 years of experience dedicated to 501c3 nonprofits. See, I've worked as an internal CFO and an external auditor to nonprofits, and I bring a unique perspective to your financial journey. Consider me your strategic partner in mastering the intricacies of money. If you'd like additional resources, you can visit my website, teresaclark.com. Okay, so how do you manage your finances in a way that plans for and identifies and responds to fluctuations? Well, the key is to use your budget. I've talked about this in some other videos, but I'm going to dive a little deeper today. So please explore the library to find those other budget videos. What you want to do, though, is you want to start by allocating your budget by month. So income, the money coming in, and expenses, the money going out, it's not linear. It's not flat. It's not in my personal finances. It's not in your nonprofit finances either. Actually, nonprofits tend to see a lot more of some highs and lows throughout the year. So plan for a budget that reflects that. You'll take your budget, and then your accounting software, you should be able to allocate that budget by month, spreading it out where you know it's going to happen. Now, sometimes you have an account that you don't know. That's even. But for the ones that you know, this happens in January. This only happens in March. This doesn't happen till December. Then allocate your budget so that it reflects that. Now that became your cash flow planning tool. So your budget has just become your cash flow planning tool. And you're going to be able to look at that report by month for the whole year and see when the natural times are that you have a shortfall. For example, I know of a nonprofit who operates at a loss from January to May, and then in their big fundraiser in June, it catches them up for the year. I have another nonprofit who is grant funded, and they receive the full amount of that grant funding at 1 month of the year. And so they are going to see, again, some months where they're having shortfalls, and then in the month that the resources come in, they recover. So you can translate all of that into a cash flow plan to know when you need to be able to dip into your cash balances and when you can leave them in a way that they're growing. And you can see my previous week's video to talk about how to grow your reserves in a way that protects them. So that is your guide. Now, this next step is you need to report on it. Your board, your management team, you as a CEO, or if you're the treasurer watching this video, you need to actually see how it's trending. Sometimes when these negative patterns are going to happen, it can become hopeless and you can become very disappointed, and you can tighten the budget up because you're afraid. Or maybe you are in the season of abundance and you're not looking ahead to see where the scarcity comes, and then you're overspending in this time. So you want to be reporting on this. What that means is you want a budget to actual for the month and for your fiscal year to date. That bottom line on that report is going to measure how you're doing according to the plan. So, for example, in a lean month, maybe you expect to have a loss, a deficit, the bottom line number of $100,000. So we know that the resources are slow coming in right now and faster going out. So we should be operating with a deficit. Now you want to look and say, are we actually? So that's the budget number. Now you're comparing it to the actual number. Maybe your actual is a negative of 150. Well, yikes, we're moving too far ahead. We need to make some spending corrections, and we need to check in on that income to see if there's other things that are causing that to miss its target. Okay, we'll take a look deeper anytime you bump into this so that you can make those adjustments, those movements to your budget. You're moving agile and you're adjusting as you go. I really do want to remind you, lastly, that sometimes you actually need to adjust your budget. So there's no sense in going through a year when you're, at a point where you've recognized, okay, things are worse than we thought or things are better than we thought. There's absolutely no reason to operate on a budget you set 6, 8, 9 months ago. Make those budget adjustments, go through the process, go to your board, get the budget approval, explain the why, and then use those new budget numbers to reflect reality based on what you know now. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I hope you found this information valuable, insightful. And if you enjoyed what you saw and want to dive deeper into topics related to nonprofit finance, you can check out my extensive video library here on this YouTube channel. We're going to cover a range of topics that I think might find something that resonates for you. And that's not all. If you'd like to have some more resources, you can visit my website where there's a blog filled with great content to support you on your journey. And lastly, if you don't want to miss one of these tips, you want to be the first to receive them, subscribe to my weekly notifications and email that will come directly to your inbox. Thanks again for being part of this community, and I look forward to this journey with you. Until next time, stay inspired, stay equipped, and keep making an impact in the nonprofit world. Take care.